Much like last time, everyone sees each other for the first time in a while thanks to this event, with not much changing personality-wise. New characters are introduced, with Man Wolf having vendetta against Jackie Chun, which turns out to be a very understandable motive, and when you see it, you'll wonder why you didn't think of that earlier. But on a serious note, this is where the series definitely got more intense, violent, and was just one final step away from being darker in tone. And it's all thanks to the new characters from the Crane Hermit School, Tien Shinhan, Chaozu, and Master Crane, or Master Shin in this sub version. Back in the day, he was a friend to Master Roshi, but now he is a bitter rival, out for anyone Master Roshi is close to. He has a lot of hatred in his heart for Roshi, and all over some falling out that was never gone in depth on. If he has students, then they are targets of the Crane Hermit School. Crane especially has it out for Goku after finding out that Goku did him wrong in an event that occurred years earlier, which influences Tien's decision to go maniac on not just Goku, but everyone affiliated with the Turtle Hermit School. Tien really was a jerk throughout the saga, and Chaozu on the low was kind of a sociopath. And all this stems from the teachings of Master Crane, who's pretty evil. He really gets a kick out of this kind of thing. The writing is another showcase of how Toriyama was a solid writer, giving Tien the first of many redemption arcs for villains. Technically, Yamcha was the first, but he wasn't an outright antagonist like Tien was. He was more of a gag antagonist. What Toriyama did with Tien in this arc is what he would do with two more villains down the line in a more elongated fashion. Not to mention that this arc isn't all doom and gloom, as there was still gags that occurred, even with Tien around. He was still just as intense as he always is though. Now, I feel like this was the first arc in the series that has that high energy martial arts action that most were probably expecting at the beginning of the show, and it's all thanks to a simple art style change and a simple shift in directors. Minoru Okazaki directed the first 4 arcs, and after that handed the reins to Daisuke Nishio, who ran things until the Otherworld tournament filler arc in Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry if I butchered your names. Minoru was good at gag pacing, music choice, and direction, but one shortcoming he had was in the action department, which is where Daisuke really shines, because Tien vs. Yamcha was handled greatly. That's an underrated fight. It really shows how a change of director can really make a massive difference. Alright, spoiler alert for those of you that don't want to be spoiled, you know the drill, skip to the time as shown on screen. By this point, everyone and their grandma knows how to do a Kamehameha. It really was the original Super Saiyan in a sense, because everyone was using that technique in the saga. Even Tien did it, and he wasn't even a student of Roshi's. Roshi has a realization that some of the fighters in the finals, whether they realize it or not, have surpassed him in power, and throws in the towel. Unfortunately, this was Jackie Chun retiring, so we never really get a rematch between Goku and Jackie Chun, as a few might have expected from the beginning of the series. In fact, Jackie Chun never shows up again after this. Goku, Krillin, and Yamcha never got confirmation about their suspicions by the end of the first half of the series. Goku has next to no weakness in the latter half of the series, as he trained his tail, much like Sans, but hasn't fully tamed that side of his Saiyan self. He doesn't get tired as fast anymore either, being able to do more than one Kamehameha at a time without feeling drained. Now, that's a leap in power in over 3 years. Goku's gotten so powerful that knocking out a heavyweight champion looks like a tap rather than an actual hit. From here on out, he's so strong that the average human stands 0 chance of beating him. At least then they had a half a chance. All the stuff happening with Tien in the latter half of this arc is interesting, and made the character make a shift, and for the first time, maybe, he made a decision that wasn't influenced by his master. Oh yeah, and Lunch develops a crush on Tien, and afterward makes him an offer he can't refuse. I would have taken that offer, but I'm not him. The theme of mentors is prevalent throughout, and a showcase of what the result is under their teachings. On one hand, you have a teacher that taught restraint, and the other the exact opposite, having teachings of how to make a borderline villain. The ending to this one was really close, just like the first, and as always, it ended in exciting fashion, with a new character finding new purpose. I will give the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai a high recommendation.